Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another video. All right, let's check it out. Let's see what we got for you right now. If you are from the 70s, 80s, even probably 90s, and if you remember watching a movie that was produced in Hollywood, like in North America, and they had yellow cabs or they had taxis or they had cars in the streets altogether, you might definitely have seen this model in one of those videos. If you're from North America or a country that sold this model, but let me keep it to North America. You know, this was like the bread and butter for the 80s and 90s, especially for the police department, the fire department as a car, for the sheriff, or stuff like that. Or taxis, forget it. Taxis, there were. This was like the number one car for yellow cabs, like in New York City, because these cars were big. They It's a Chevrolet after all, so you know how much North America loves Chevrolet. And again, these cars were the one and only. And like I said, is a 143 scale. We have a 1981 Chevrolet Caprice. Sorry that it took so long to give you that presentation. It's because these cars, these were iconic. And you may say, oh, you say iconic in every other video. Well, when we're talking about Chevrolet Caprice for North American market, it's the car that we all remember seeing them in the movies and in person if you live in a city with a lot of yellow cabs, or even in your small town neighborhood, someone had these. Your grandpa, your cousin, your neighbor, the gentleman in the corner, the church lady, someone drove these Chevrolets. They had to. These cars were super used by everyone. They were big, and they are big because some of them are still around. They're huge. The trunk is big, the front end is big, everything is big in these cars. Even the engines. And talking about engines, let's get to that in a minute, but let's go to the Chevrolet Caprice. If you're familiar with this model altogether, it's a full-size car produced by Chevrolet of North America, in North America. The Caprice was built between 1965 until 1996. Okay, now with the Chevrolet Caprice, let's see the years of these models. This is actually the third generation. And the third generation, they ran between 1977 all the way down to 1990. So that was a 14-year run. But don't forget, if you're familiar, you also know that around, I think it was 1981, this car had a big refreshed, you know, the very first generation had a bit of a slanted front end and rear end, just a little slanted, but it gave you a different look. Not so much the front end, more like the rear end. But let's see. By the way, so you know these cars was produced as a four-door, like the one that we're looking at right now, and they also had a station wagon, and they also had a two-door. Yes, a two-door. These cars came as a coupe model, huge, even bigger trunk, but they did. They provided, and you had as an option to choose if you want it or not. All right, guys. And I forgot the transmission and the engine. Engine wise, you had quite a few different ones. Let's get to the point in there. You had a 4.1, 3.8, 4.3. Those three are six cylinders. Now, the bigger babies here are the 4.4, the 5.0, The 5.0 is there's two different 5.0s. They got 305 CU inches and the other one's 307. I guess the is probably the older one is the 305, the newer one's the 307. But then after that, you got a 5.7 8 cylinder. By the way, those 5.0s, 5.7s are 8 cylinders. And transmissions, so you know, these cars only came as an automatic. The older generation had a three speed automatic, and then the other one had a 4 speed automatic. All right, guys, I'm gonna let it go around a few times, and I'll be right back. All right, everyone. So you know the questions that I always usually have. Have you ever seen these big boats before? Because they were like boats, huge, heavy, big engines, big trunks, everything. But have you seen them in person? Have you ever drove one of these? Do you still see them around where you at? Hopefully you see them in a museum. These are classics already. To me, a car that's already 43 years old is a classic. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click and subscribe. And when you subscribe, don't forget to uh, click the bell next to the subscribe button. That will remind you when I'm posting more videos, which is usually daily. I'm doing a daily video, but I may skip one day for some reason, and the system will remind you when I'm posting more videos. And don't forget, like I said, give me a beautiful thumbs up. That will let me know if you're interested in these videos. Are you enjoying what you're seeing? And then YouTube, with the algorithm, spreads the word to other people that the channel with the cars are here. And it's always going up more, but I really appreciate. Thank you for the support. All right, everyone. Take care of yourselves more than ever. And goodbye.